G'day, Ian here from FPV Power. Looky here, what do we have? Beautiful piece of design that we've done. And basically it is a simple, easy motor mount for the Hobie kayaks, as in a drop-in replacement to your Mirage Drive, without having the need to remove the head and so forth to mount it. So basically this design is making use of the guide, the 2 slots for the guide, and the main locking pin. Okay, so let's go through it and show you what it's all about quickly. Now this is still a prototype. We're still going to tweak it, but so far it has proven very well. It's got a feel mill, bit of tweaking here and there, adjustments of sizes, but this is essentially what you've got. It's a mount, it's a bracket. There we go, like so. You clamp, and we've designed it to accommodate up to a 32mm diameter. So usually a water snake 24 pound is 25mm. This is a 28. This is also 25mm. So then you put the phone down, and we'll now to look at the block from the front side. There's a hex indent recess where these will go in there, and look at these beautiful pins that we've machined out. Beautiful 316 stainless steel, 316. Okay, marine stainless steel, absolutely stunning. Put the motor around here. Like I said, this is a 25mm diameter on a 28 pounder. A water snake 24 is the same thing. Look at that, beautiful lock and load. We're going to put our washers on just quickly. The bolt I've got this time is slightly too long. I'm actually running out of thread. Can you focus on here? I'm actually running out of thread. Can you see? So we're going to shorten the thread, shorten the bolt by 5mm, and that'll take care of everything. Because I'm basically just one washer space too long. So I've actually found these bigger washers lying around. But as you can see, the idea, we're going to work with having it with wing nuts or even lock nuts. Still tweaking. The reason I have the wing nuts is so that if you have a stopper on your motor like this is a stopper. After you take the bracket off, you're usually left with something like this. So you can actually lock it in, and that will basically lock in the height, which I'll show you later. And then by loosening your lock nut, your wing nut, which you can do by hand when you're out fishing. All right. And I plan to also have a rubber O-ring on the thread, so that if your wing nuts comes loose, they will not fall off unless you physically rip them, twist them off, because the O-ring will keep them in place. A bit tricky with one hand. And why would you want to have it loose? So that this can pivot. I'll show you later. Let me just go ahead and set it up and plug it in. Okie dokie. With the mount in place, mounted, all we do is put it down like so. There we go. You have a complete mount system there, and the pins are locked in. Lock them out. There you go. Comes up just like that. Let's get that down again on camera. There we go. Locked in. Locked in. Pins are locked in. To unlock it, pull it out, just like you would with the Mirage Drive. Put it back in, pushing from the top, pushing it down. 1, 2, 3. That's locked in. And at the bottom, and what I was saying with the height stopper. So this is basically a little collar, a little collet. So we just loosen the wing nuts. So with the tension on the 4 bolts and the part of the wing nuts slightly loose, we've got slight tension. It's loose. So in other words, you can steer it, especially if you're standing on your kayak and you want to drift on an angle where you can cast into the bank. So you're basically drifting, instead of up and down, you're actually drifting sideways, as in that way, the motor direction. You can control it, and it basically locks it in place. It's not that it's not flimsy or loose. It's actually tight. You let it go and it stays on that angle. So that is the Hobie compass, but this will be universal on all Hobie system. And we've actually thinking about the worst case scenario is when you hit when you hit a object under the water, be it a submerged tree trunk, which you missed on your sounder, or which you can't see, which you run aground. So if being these stainless steel, guess what? It's going to cause tremendous strain. Now, mind you, we've tested it with this pin in that molding. This part is solid. There's no way this is going to give at all. So this actual locating slots is more than adequate to handle the thrust, even a 30 pounder. I do have a 30 pounder, not here, but we've tested it on here. It fits inside. The situation where you hit something, so you're going along, put, and then you hit a tree stump, whack, gets knocked in there. There's a lot of force put on, not so much, or basically these 2 points. Okay, this is where the mount clip is, the locking clip, and that's the locating slot, the pin. So there'll be a lot of stress put on here, depending how fast you hit. You're going with the current at full speed, you probably hit about, I don't know, 8 Ks, 7, 8, 9 Ks, maybe 10 Ks an hour. It's going to go clunk, and there'll be a lot of stress as the boat comes to a stop. So what we have designed or decided to do is not supply a stainless steel pin, and we're going to supply a fiberglass pin, which will give 2, 1 installed, 1 spare. So you guys can have one on hand. So whenever you hit something, guess what? The fiberglass pin is going to snap. And that means that your motor is going to go, in other words, you're traveling along, it gets hit, it goes chunk, and just basically, as it snaps, the boat slows down, the stress is released, and therefore no structural damage should occur whatsoever, because these pins have given, and the pins that have enough strength for you to go pushing it all day. It's only when you have the from momentum to sudden stop. You've got forward momentum, and then you suddenly hit something, then the pin will definitely snap. We're still working on whether it's going to be a solid fiberglass, whether it's going to be a hollow fiberglass rod, a pin that we're going to supply. So that's still in the next testing phase. But the actual idea of the mount system by 4 bolts completely taken out, you can just remove it without touching the head. Easy installation, whereas the other guys are mucking around with the actual cassette. Now the cassette is not a load-bearing device, but once you start drilling holes into it, bang, 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 unless you put a plate. A lot of people has done stainless steel plates or aluminium plates, top and bottom. So that's a lot of, you could say, engineering, mucking around, and the cost involved in that still adds up. Whereas we aim to bring this at a good price onto the market, where those that are interested in getting a motor without having second thought, purchase one of these, mount it onto your motor, slot it in, off you go, charge your batteries, and remember, pick up one of our FPV Power 50 amp trolling motor batteries to suit all your electric trolling motor needs. And now enough of me rambling on, and hopefully this was an exciting introduction of a new product that we are working on. Yeah.